Hello everyone, Railgan here again with another ZvT, and today we're having a look at a game that I played against the GM Terran Zero, who is going for the normal barracks Reaper expand this game. And I want to talk to you about a standard Ling Bane Hydra play, because I feel like I haven't really shown enough of that. I did write that guide on spawning tools where you can kind of find some information on the build. What I'm going to do is open with double expand and then play the game from there. So I'm going for that very fast third base around the 2-minute 45 mark, 2:44. Going for that Overlord Scout, seeing the barracks, seeing that he had no factory next to the barracks, which tells me I am dealing with a 16 Marine drop. And with a 16 Marine drop I shall deal. So what I did is, first 100 gas, going to link speed, stopped mining gas, got that third queen on the map as well. Creep tumors being placed. Trying to not lose anything to the Reaper, just droning up 3 minutes 40. Put drones back into the gas, start saturating my third base. Meanwhile my Terran opponent, is going for that 2-1-1 timing with the 16 Marines, which is pretty standard as well. Building the additional queens, I think I'm going to be supply blocked in a little while right here, which is kind of unfortunate, but I do saturate my bases before I start being supply blocked. I always use some scouting links on the map to see what if my opponent is doing something dirty, or is he going for a Hellion follow-up, are there tanks being built, widow mines. I'm just trying to get any kind of information. As you can tell, I'm being supply blocked for a pretty long time, building 4 additional overlords right now. And I'm just pulling 6 queens to stop this drop, which, well, I pull off pretty easily. At the same time, I did start my +1/+1 with the next 250 gas once I started mining gas again. The whole business with the forgetting to build overlords kind of threw me off track a little bit, so my lair is late, and I start my baning nest as soon as I start my lair as well. I'm getting an additional gases right now, going up to 6 gases total, building 2 additional hatcheries, and I think I'm even going to build a macro hatchery sometime soon. Scouting a bit with my Ling, seeing that he has a lot of marines at home, but I saw no medivacs, so I figured maybe there are medivacs on the map. So I have some links positioned, as well as some queens spreading creep into my main base so I can defend against a possible drop. But the drop potential is not being used by my opponent this game. I'm getting burrow and overlord speed. Burrow can be useful as well, but it's mostly about the overlord speed. Here the macro edge is being built. I get baning speed pretty much as soon as my lair is done, because baning speed is very important. Start my +2/+2 as soon as my +1/+1 is done, and the Hydra then was started immediately after the lair as well, going for that Hydra speed. Now my opponent is going for the standard follow-up of Marine Widow Mine. I think he eventually switches into tanks, but he does not know yet that I'm going for Hydras. I could be going for Mutas. This looks like a normal Muta game. It's just that I went for Hydras, and as we all know, Widow Mines are not that good against Hydras, because Hydras outrange them, but tanks are pretty good against them. Here I borrowed some links so I can have vision on my opponent's army. If we check my cam, I always have a little bit of vision. I see is moving out, so I immediately get in position to try and catch him, which I do pretty easily, running in with some Ling Bane. And once my Ling Bane count kind of gets reduced to a smaller number, I pull back to try and make new Banes, because Ling Hydra doesn't do that well against Marines. I really need those Bane Lings to actually blow up the Marines, and the Lings are more for tanking until my Bane Lings eventually arrive and blow him up. My +2/+2 is done. I got up to a total of 8 gases, at which point I get the Lurker Den and the Infestation Pit, so I can tech to a hive if I feel the need to have a hive. But right now, what I really want to do is just go in here, F2A move with my Ling Bane force, and, well, try and crush him. And try and crush him I do. You can't really deal with all the Hydras that are coming. As you can tell, I'm producing Lings and Hydras right now. I mostly want Hydra reinforcements, but sometimes it's not that bad to build some Lings as well. Another tank over here falls immediately, and this base is going to fall, and as this base falls, the game is pretty much over for him. I think he's going to stay in the game a little while longer and he will actually beat me back a little bit over here. Because I didn't want to push up there and lose everything, but I mean, the supply really tells you the tale. So what we did this game was a very quick follow-up to the 2-base opener where to the 3-base opener where I saturated all the mineral lines on the bases, and then went for a Ling Bane Hydra composition with Ling Bane upgrades. And then we did some fancy play, throwing Hydras over here, and I more or less just F2A moved over him. Nothing really difficult, nothing really hard, no super cool micro or anything like that, just pure macro on 98 workers with a hive on the way, with some lurkers being positioned over here, making him tap out. So I hope you guys like this short little walkthrough through one of my Ling Bane Hydra games. If you want the replay, you can download the replay in the description below. And with that being said, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!